Alright, so for word problems, if you remember the percent equations back here, we had three pieces. We have a percent, a base, and a part. And this percent refers to this part, right? Even when we did the multiplications back here, you multiply a 20% discount to the total of 400, and it gives you the amount of the discount. So, when we do these word problems, it's going to be the same thing. We want to find what the part is, right here, the base, and then the reference percent. And this reference percent and this part, these are the same. Make sure that they are always the same. So you have some entire whole thing, and then you're going to get a portion of that whole, and the percent and the part both represent that portion. That's the key piece. Okay, so an engineering student answered 81 questions correctly on a 90-question trigonometry test. What percent, so since we have a percent word here, we're looking for a percent equation, of the questions did she answer correctly? So, if you look, we have 81 questions correctly, and we have a 90-question trigonometry test. Which of these two numbers would be the part, and which one is the base? So remember, the base is the entire whole piece, and that would be the entire test. That is our base. That is the entire thing. And these 81 questions, well, they're part of that base. That's why we call it a part. And we are looking for the percent that represents that part. And we have to double check it. It says that we have 81 questions correctly, and we want to know what percent of the questions did she answer correctly. Do you see the same words? That's the key. So, the percent goes here, because that's our reference percent. The part goes here, and then the base goes here. And now if we solve this equation, 81 times 100 equals 90 times x, and then divide by the 90, we get 81 times 100 divided by 90. 90%. And why is it a percent? Because we are looking for the percent. And that's it. Let's try another one. I have a few of them for us to try before you get to do some yourself. Okay, so the next one, it says how much acetic acid is in a 5-liter container of acetic acid and water that is marked 80% acetic acid. So let's see what we're given here. We know what the percentage is, so we'll start there. That one's 80%. And this refers to acetic acid, which means our part has to also refer to acetic acid. Okay, so it says how much acetic acid. Since we're looking for the amount of acetic acid, that has to be X there. Alright, and then we have a 5-liter container. Well, if you have a container, the entire container, and that thing's 5 liters, that has to be the entire whole. That has to be your base. It's the entire portion. It's the entire thing, and then 80% is going to be a portion of that piece. And that's everything. So we know to put the 5 here, because remember the whole and the 100%, these go hand in hand. And then we have the 80% that goes here. And then the one that matches it is our X. So up here we have acetic acid. And then down here we have the container. The container is 100%. It's also 5 liters. The acetic acid is 80%, and it's something we don't know. And now we can cross multiply. So 100x equals 5 times 80. And then divide. Plug it in your calculator. 5 times 80 divided by 100. 4. It's 4 liters. Because it's 5 liters, the part's also going to be liters as well. And that's it. Let's try another. It says of the 420 students enrolled in a basic math class, only 30% are first-year students. How many are first-year students? So again, we know the percent. Let's start there. It's 30%, and these are first year. And that means our part also has to be first year. If you notice, I'm writing the same wording for both because we have to have them as the same piece. So we have 30% are first year students. How many are first year students? That means we don't know that one. That's also X, which means 420 should be the entire part, the entire whole, the base. And let's see. Of the 420 students, and there's the of the 420 students enrolled in a basic math class. So we're saying that that's the entire whole. That's the entire 100%. So if we put the wording here, this is the class, and these are first year. And how many? Well, we don't know, but we do know it's 30%. And then now we can cross multiply, divide, and pull up the calculator. $126. So it means we have 126, and then we can come back and pull up the wording, first year students. And I hope this is making it a little bit clearer. So let's go back and look over this. So up here we had correctly and correctly. They match. And this was the entire test. And then down here we had acetic acid, and that is the container. So these two match, and that's the container, the entire whole piece. And that's why I'm saying the base, the percent, is a part of, because we want to make sure that we are taking a percentage of, I put 8 there, we're taking a percentage of that entire base. So we take 80% of 5, it gives us x. That's the whole point. 30% of the 420 is x. Alright. So I have 6 problems for you to try here. Give them a shot. If you get them wrong, it's fine. You're going to get all the answers. I'll go back over all of them just like we did the previous ones. But I want you to hit pause now and give them a shot. And then if you feel like you got them, you can just fast forward through all of them. Okay? So hit pause now. Okay, and here are the answers. So let's go over this. We have a solution of alcohol and water. So we know the entire whole part is alcohol and water. It's the entire solution. That's what we know this has to be, the solution. Alright, and then the solution is found to contain 32 milliliters of alcohol, and our percent says how many milliliters total, both alcohol and water, in the solution. So let's go and look. We have 80% alcohol, so we know that our part has to be the amount of alcohol. So 80% alcohol, the part is the amount of alcohol. And those are both given. So that means we're looking for the entire solution, and that's what it's asking for. So we solve for it, and we get 40 milliliters. Number 5, let's just look at the percent. It says 3% are known to be defective. So we have 3% defective. So the part has to be the amount that are defective. Well, how many are defective? 15 parts, which means we're looking for the entire shipment. How many parts are in the shipment? And here it says 75% of the students have had algebra. So we put 75% have had algebra. And then if there are 300 students, well, that's the entire total. That's the whole. How many of them have had algebra? So we're looking for the had algebra. That's the x. So we put the part, the base, percent, and our 100%, cross multiply, and that's our answer.